what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Jay-Z Carter, the legal community has come out and said, you better count your days because they are now calling BS for your whole tactic against Tony Buzzbee. Y'all, what am I talking about? We have been saying this for days, okay? What is Jay-Z's problem? Where is the denial? Where's denial? What denial? Also, why are you not going after the facts of the case instead? Why are you attacking an attorney? I'm not saying that Buzzbee is Jesus Christ incarnate. What I am saying is, what does anything you are saying have to do with the case? Buzzbee filed a surprise motion yesterday where he told the judge just that. However, the legal community is now stepping up and they are reminding everybody not only what is going on, how serious this is, but also Jay-Z is literally digging his own grave. One that not every, but a lot of illegal experts says he is about to fall into. But don't believe me? Listen to this preeminent trial lawyer break it down and explain, and then meet me after the jump because we have to talk about the other stuff that Jay-Z's been up to. Let's go.
Sean Carter, i.e. Jay-Z, gets named now as the main defendant in a rape case out of New York by trial attorney Tony Buzzbee. We're seeing Sean Carter come out now and defend himself online, putting out statements. The thing that pops up is not immediately innocence and guilt. It's how did it get this far? Carter starts attacking Tony Buzzbee, saying, hey, he sent me a demand letter and he's trying to extort me. Well, newsflash, and Jay-Z's people know this, that every lawsuit starts with a demand letter. Everybody gets put on notice that they have a claim and gives them an opportunity to resolve. Now, if you believe in your innocence, that's fine. But here, what does innocence have to do with this? He has too much exposure going forward. These are heinous allegations. He even says it himself. Now you're getting tied to Sean Combs, who's indicted and standing trial for racketeering and extortion cases, just horrific stuff, RICO violations. And now Carter's brand is being brought into this, is being alleged that he raped a 13-year-old. I hear you. I understand the defenses if you're Sean Carter. Hey, 24 years ago, you have an anonymous source, an anonymous victim. It looks like it's just a shakedown by an ambulance attorney. Well, look at it on the other side. Do you really think Tony Buzzbee, who's a powerhouse trial attorney out of Houston, Texas, who's taken down monster verdicts and literally just got appointed by the Attorney General to take on investment firms on behalf of Texas, moves forward on a lawsuit if it's a bluff? It just doesn't make sense to me. You got to believe that Buzzbee would say, hey, look, I'm not going to allow this case to come down to a he said, she said. Buzzbee knows that the anonymous victim is going to have to be disclosed. They know this anonymous victim is going to have to take depositions. So there has to be more evidence. A bluff would be, hey, I sent you a demand letter saying that we believe you caused these injuries to my client. We're asking for this much money. You say no, and nothing happens. Buzzbee didn't do that. He called his bluff and he took it public. And in fact, he went as far as to say, you know what, we're amending the complaint where we had you as celebrity A that was watching the rape, but now we have enough evidence and believe you were the one who actually committed the rape. Now, John Carter's team will attack that and they're going to say, you didn't even know what you were doing. But my point is, this can't be a bluff. And my point is, I don't understand what Jay-Z is doing coming out in the public. He's putting out these statements that Buzzbee's going to use against him. Literally, Carter is saying he represents the heinous nature, he understands it, and that it rises to the level that it's so bad because it's rape that it should be a criminal prosecution. I could think of nothing better as a trial attorney to use those words against a defendant in a deposition. Remember, you're in the civil context. Buzzbee's going to be able to depose everybody. He's going to be able to get to Combs. He's going to be able to get to Carter. He's going to be able to get to witnesses. They're talking about limousine drivers. Now, yes, there may be a victim issue, but at the end of the day, everybody says, hey, this was 24 years ago. Yeah, let me know how that turned out for Bill Cosby. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Carter's people are letting him get out there and plead this innocence. I get it from a position that you want to get out in front of the jury, you want to claim your innocence. I just think that they're messing it with the wrong tactic by trying to attack the trial lawyer, because this is not a shakedown Avanti situation. This is a real heavyweight lawyer that knows what he's doing. And Sean Carter better be real careful.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Jay-Z, instead of presenting things in evidence, right? Sworn affidavits from your limo driver, sworn affidavits from the people around you, Jay-Z sworn affidavit under penalty of perjury, sworn affidavit from whoever Celebrity B is. I want to know who Celebrity B is, low key, right? They're saying it might be J-Lo. Listen, let's stay on topic. We'll do that in a different video. However, sworn affidavits, proof, logs, anything. Instead of presenting it in a court of law, they're taking it to social media and putting it in shade room comments and on Twitter. What is going on? Why are you guys dropping evidence in social media and not in court? It's because whatever you drop in court, it needs to be under penalty of perjury. Now, let me just say this. Does this mean Jay-Z is guilty? Absolutely not. Unlike Diddy, there was a long history and even rumors of what he did to Kim and stuff. This is the first case against Jay-Z. So the internet is really like, what is going on? On one hand, Jay-Z's married to Beyonce. Beyonce has a stellar reputation. He is father to 3 adorable kids. They are truly epitomizing, especially Beyonce and the Knowles, Black excellence. So you have the public goodwill. You have my goodwill. However, on the other side, you have a 13-year-old who says these things happened. She has details, she has evidence, she has facts. And like that lawyer said, Tony Buzzbee, as much as they try to paint him as a con artist, is a powerhouse attorney. He is representing the whole state of Texas, going up against some of the biggest billionaire hedge funds and private equity. He's going up against BlackRock. Check his resume. He is not someone to be toyed with. And he would not risk his reputation for a $50 million shakedown, $12 million, $100 million shakedown for Jay-Z Carter. It defies logic. Now, there is a chance he is completely psycho, but to paint him as an ambulance chaser, that's not who Tony Buzzbee is. And get this is not a fan page for Tony Buzzbee. Maybe in his personal life, he is an absolute scumbag, but we are not talking about his personal life, as long as he ain't doing nothing illegal. We are talking about his ability to represent victims and the way he represents victims. Now, another thing that people have been trying to tear apart is that 13-year-old and whether it seems plausible that a 13-year-old can be knocking on limo drivers' doors during the VMAs, and also whether she even was allowed into an after party at club. Now, listen, I will say this. As somebody that had my entire full body developed at 13, 14. But even when I literally did not, and women tattletale and men, jump in the comments. The people that like them young, baby, they like them young. But otherwise than that, bouncers don't care. What y'all think really been going on? Bouncers are IDM people. All they do is be playing God at the door. No shout out, no shade if you're a bouncer. But that's all they be doing. Playing God in the door while people are begging, willing to do anything to get in a club. Stop acting like they are these paradigms of virtues. Now, I'm not saying there's not some bouncers that be like, yo, what are you doing here? Get out. But if somebody is hand delivered to the person throwing the party, you are not going to ID. And let us also not remind that this was supposed to be a private house party. So where was the IDing going? Where was it? Have you ever been ID'd to go to a private party? Exactly. On top of that, right? Let's look at this. Diddy is notorious from day one of his parties were the hardest to get into. The guest list was bulletproof. You could not sneak in. You could not come as a plus one. On top of that, you had to sign an NDA and you had to do what? Usually give up your cell phone. This was as true as it is in 2000 as it is now. That's why the driver hand delivered this girl. But listen to what they said in the Joe Budden podcast, because I think they make some interesting points that they think they're defending Diddy. I think this makes it look even more probable that it happened. Listen to this and let me know what you think.
Alleged that she kind of waited out trying to get into some shit and the limo driver spotted her and then said, stay here. No. You could come with us to the after party or something like that.
And on top of that,
allegedly.
Has anybody ever seen Jay-Z outside? Like, let's be clear. We all are industry. Yeah. Even if we're not industry, we affiliated. We 2-3 degrees of separation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not just walking up to Jay-Z, my nigga. Them niggas is the size of mountains that be around Jay-Z. You ain't hear what he said, though. Yeah. The limo driver had saw a third.
Well, this was 2000.
I was going to say, this is 2000. No.
2000.
In 2000, Jay-Z was still walking around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was. Like I was working.
He was walking around with Tata and them.
Yeah, so remember that clip that was going around talking about the time, chaos and,
I remember, yes.
September 11th and Jay-Z's album and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. That club he used to come to, and he would be there early, and he would be in my section. We just sit there and chat and stuff like that because he really didn't drink. He was just buying shit for all of his friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. But the point is that he was not walking around the way that he walks around now.
He wasn't presidential.
Because this was 2000, 2001, 2002.
Gotcha. Hard Knock Life sold 5 million albums in 1998, right? So we are still talking about a successful businessman. Not saying that this man or a successful businessman can't do this. What I'm saying is his accessibility and the level of his accessibility is not just so Joe Schmo could just be like, yo, come here. That's not happening, fam. And I walked up to Hov and got an autograph in 2000, personally.
Yeah, a lot of people
at the next game.
Even 05 niggas walked up to Jay-Z and Bino and them like.
I think we're talking about mute points.
Wait. Here's the thing. To me, there's a big point here about the music industry, which is when you got. Okay, I'm sorry. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is that it makes you look at it a little bit deeper, meaning that if you at the door or at the VMAs after party and you're allowing 2 men to walk in with a 13-year-old or a girl that looks young, then it's a way bigger picture than that's needed on. That's how I feel, right? This is not just what is she?
This industry is full of enablers.
Can we just be honest?
That's what I was
Can we just have an honest moment about this industry? Just honestly. Anything that they want to happen can happen however they need it to happen. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's happening in these manners. I'm not saying it's happening exactly like that. I'm just saying this situation, and Jay spoke to it in his statement. This is fucked up because there's really things that are happening to kids like this.
Yeah,
we've heard many stories. If you speak to almost anybody in Hollywood, the Coreys and all of them, they'll tell you that we were young kids and we were being snuck into stuff. We were being given drinks. So this is not unfathomable, but I think what Jay is saying is this is what's so fucked up about it is that you use real life situations that actually happen into this industry and try to attach me to it, and I'm the furthest thing from that. And now I don't want to even fight the point of, well, shit like this don't happen, or who the hell has a 13-year-old child out? No, they be 13-year-old child out. Mm-hmm. It's just don't attach my name to it.
And even if I'm a fucked up parent and I sent my kid there or was irresponsible, they still shouldn't get sexually assaulted, right? Mm-hmm. And part of the problem with the music industry is a lot of time when you have young kids, and again, let me be clear, I don't believe this accusation against Jay-Z. I actually don't believe it. I think Jay-Z didn't do this. That's just my opinion. I'm going by the circumstantial evidence and my gut. I just don't believe it. Mm-hmm. But in general, there are teenagers who want to be stars. And parents get sold a bill of goods. Yo, we're going to make your kid a big star. We're going to make him rich. We're going to make him famous. I got your kid. I'm in charge. And a lot of these parents in good faith, give their kids to these people. Mm-hmm. And that's how they end up at these award shows. That's how they end up staying at people's houses for 6 months. That's how they end up getting guardianship. And that's how people's kids get molested and hurt and exploited. And I'm just saying part of it is this whole industry encourages parents to give them their children. And as parents, we got to be like, fuck no. Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. What would be the reason that this lawyer or this victim attached Jay-Z's name to this?
It's a shakedown. It would be a shakedown. If that's what's happening, it would be a shakedown. Very simple. If somebody called you right now, Flip, you as Flip, got to deal with the accusations.
Mark, can we speak to the fact that I think a lot of these lawyers now, they just as savvy as...
Okay. So everybody that was out being mixy during the 2000s have said that Jay-Z was still outside. He wasn't presidential like he is now. They said that it was common in the industry for youngins to be around. They say that they know for a fact, and everybody knows for a fact, that this stuff happens and whatever they want to happen in the music industry will happen. They say everybody knows about it, including Jay-Z. And everybody is still scared to open their mouth and name names about who's doing it because the people that are doing that are so presidential in power. Okay. Now, does this mean Jay-Z is guilty? No. Does it mean that Tony Buzzbee wouldn't jeopardize his whole reputation for some chump change from Jay-Z? He is going with the state of Texas. You really think he's pressed over a $10, $20, $30 million settlement? On top of that, where is the denial? And lastly, and not least, 95% of people saying, I don't think he did it. It's because it's based off of who you think you know. Now listen, I'm not saying anybody rush to conclusion because Tony Buzzbee could be lying. I could be sitting here 2 months from now having to make apology on my channel. But my point is, where is the MF and evidence that it couldn't have been you? I'm just waiting. And if your team got time to drop all this stuff on social media, baby, drop some evidence in court. That's all we waiting for. Anyway, Jay-Z got 48 hours to respond. I'm just saying, you got 48 hours, but Tony Busby probably waiting. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.